Yo guys, this is your artist Tolg, and today we will draw a huge and epic drawing for Alicia. This is custom drawing number 8 for her, and this time she wanted to go real crazy. As you know, Alicia is a huge fan of Trunks and Gohan, and for this drawing she wanted Gohan and Trunks from the future fighting together against Mecha Frieza and androids 17 and 18. Very crazy idea, and now it's my turn to bring that idea on this huge paper sheet. It's a long video, so make sure to watch the full video, like and subscribe, and the channel is now finally monetized again, which is great. At this point, the channel name is still changed by the hacker, so YouTube is still working on that, but I'm happy that everything is back to normal. Of course, the overall views have dropped a lot, same as for the revenue, and I lost a lot of subscribers, but it is what it is. Now it's time to get back to work, no other options. So for this drawing, Alicia and I agreed on drawing Trunks and Gohan back to back, so we will separate the drawing in two halves. On one half we will draw the fight of Trunks and Frieza, and on the other half the fight of Trunks versus the androids. I'm using references for all the poses as they are very dynamic and full body, so some guidance is allowed today. I will also surround Gohan and Trunks with one big aura, and now I would say let's enjoy the creation of the line art together. If you want to draw this with me in real time, you should definitely check out my real-time drawing channel. Over there I'm uploading all of these drawings in full time, so you can follow my drawing steps easy if you want. These videos are up to 12 hours long, so check it out, and I see you when the line art is done. Let's go! Alright guys, the line art really took a very long time to finish, around 9 hours, and as you can see, we got 5 full body characters in really dynamic and different poses, and I think that looks like an epic fight. It was really not easy to create all of this, but we did it, and now we can move on to the coloring. Starting from left to right, so it's Frieza's turn. Mecha Frieza has a real complex design, and this pose was also very complicated to draw. So before coloring, I always choose all the color tones I need, and when I got them all figured out, only then I started coloring. I chose green-gray color tones for the skin and cold gray color tones for the metal body parts. And even this drawing is huge, and also the characters all have a decent size. I'm coloring as even and smooth as possible. It don't matter the size of the drawing, I always have to color with this technique, and at the end I also have to improve the line art of the character. That means going over all the lines with the pen, and I think you can see the difference in the drawing when I do that. Frieza instantly looks so much better and detailed. The impact of those lines are crazy to me, so I have to do it every time. Alright guys, Frieza looks amazing, a very detailed and smooth coloring, exactly how I want it. The color tones I need for Trunks are also ready, and him I will color with the same technique. The only difference is that Trunks will be surrounded by an aura, and therefore I need to change the shading a little bit. I will give him a heavy shading with a brighter base tone for the skin and clothes, and then a way darker color tone for the shades. This will make him pop out and will increase the effect of the aura. And of course guys, if you are also interested in commissions, you can always contact me on Instagram, Facebook or email, so we can work on your unique piece of art. Maybe you have a crazy idea like this one, or you want to be drawn as an epic anime character yourself, or you even want to bring different anime worlds together. Whatever your idea is, just message me so we can talk about your drawing. Perfect, the first fight is now fully colored. Trunks vs Mecha Frieza looks detailed, eye-catchy and amazing, and now moving on to the other fight. Continuing with Gohan, and as he will also be surrounded with an aura, we will give him the heavy shading too, so let's do it. great. The orange tones make Gohan really pop out. He looks great in that pose, and I must say I drew him with the wrong belt, but that's not too bad. Now continuing with Android 18, and as I never really drew her seriously before, this was refreshing. The color tones for her are also ready, so let's go. Alright, 18 is also done. I love the blue tones I chose for her. I like that the androids are kinda relaxed and having fun fighting Gohan, while Gohan is really focused and furious, which shows that the androids were a real threat to Gohan. And on the other side, Trunks had a really easy time killing Frieza. Now coloring the final character, which is Android 17, the colors for him are also ready, and let me tell you guys, choosing the right tones for big drawings like this always takes so much time, but the color choice is almost as important as the coloring itself, so let's go. Perfect, the 5 full body characters are now fully colored, they look great, and now I will draw the huge aura of Trunks and Gohan. I'm using a few yellow tones for this, as I want the aura to have many layers, which will make it look real shiny. Very good. The drawing is turning out amazing, some more details, and then we can move on to the final part, the background. I will draw this on a mountain battlefield like pretty much all the Dragon Ball Z fights. But as the video is already very long, I'm skipping most of it because drawing rocks and the sky is not that entertaining for you guys for sure, and I did that so many times already, so you know how it goes. But of course, if you want to see the evolution of the full drawing soon, you can see that on the real-time channel, but now let's finish this huge commission. Alright guys, last touch, and then this big, crazy and unique commission for Alicia is finally done. Man, this was so hard to draw. I needed to be so patient, especially for the aura and the background, and of course to create these dynamic poses was so tough. But I'm really happy with the final result. I like this drawing a lot, it really turned out great, and Alicia is also very happy with her next drawing. Man, I wish you guys could see these drawings in person, because in person they look so much better than in photos or videos. Anyways, this was drawing number 8 for Alicia. There are so many more to go for her, so big thanks for the huge support. By the way, the full drawing time was over 31 hours, which is crazy, but big art like this takes time. So guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channels, and leave a comment below. For commissions, message me on Instagram, Facebook or email, whatever is best for you, and check out my online shop for original drawings, prints and digital art. Thank you for watching, and I see you on the next